It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. And for New Orleans, let's just say it has not been a season to remember for them. With a large chunk of the schedule behind us, they have the worst record in the entire NBA. Yikes. Well, it's rare these days to see a big man like Anthony Davis who can explode on the offensive end the way he can. What makes him so potent, Kenny?
Inside, outside, Ernie. You know, he can get it inside, he can get it outside. It's impossible to guard. And 50-point nights, I'm telling you, 50, 5-0, all possibility.
And what I like, he gets all the touches he wants on the floor. Way to feed the big man, Pelicans.
That's the same thing you used for the Hawks.
It's still a bird, though, right? Thank you.
Horrible. Kevin Harlan, it's all yours.
We're coming at you from beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, as the Pelicans prepare to take the court. I'm Kevin Harlan, along with Greg Anthony and Brent Barry, our terrific analysts, and David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. This game is part of the travel schedule for Denver. And, of course, Devin Harris. Still a fresh new reality for him, only his second game on the new team, and we'll see if he's feeling more comfortable tonight.
You know, the trade you were talking about, it's not front-page news, but I really believe that it could pay huge dividends for this team in the future.
And before we get going, let's hear from David Aldridge on the sideline. David?
Well, guys, Paul Millsap has become one of the best NBA big men when it comes to getting steals. Now, Millsap says when you're 6'8" going up against guys that are 7 feet, you're not going to be able to block their shot every time. So you try to get it down low when they bring it down. It's all about being smart and using what you have. Kevin?
Thank you, D.A. And Millsap is as crafty as it gets on defense, one of the most underrated players in the game. Some prime-time rebounders here going head-to-head, shot blockers, controlling the rim. Brent, what's a mental makeup that you see of a terrific rebounder?
Well, really all about effort, and I think sometimes we don't do our diligence in terms of talking about great rebounders with how they set up well before the shot, Kevin. There are plenty of guys that grab 4 or 5 rebounds a game, but don't think about the shooter and where they're shooting from. Some of the great rebounders in our game understand where the ball is going to fly off the rim and get themselves in position early and often to do so.
I thought Dennis Rodman was maybe the best I've ever seen at his size do just that.
You know why, Kevin, is that they never asked him to shoot the ball, so that's all he had to think about.
Right. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Chandler at small forward with Millsap the 4. Will Barton is out there with Murray. And it's Jokic in at the 5 down low. Millsap with the steal. Here's Barton. And the rejection by Cousins. Another block. To the paint. Here's Davis. And the officials call a traveling violation. The Nuggets have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Jokic with his screen on Rondo. And the rejection by Cousins. They get it again, and that basket's going to count, folks. Gets the goaltending call right there.
Well, a good job around the rim of Jokic getting in great position and using his huge frame to snatch up that rebound.
About 1 minute into the first quarter. Holiday against Barton. Davis with a screen on Barton. Holiday doesn't go that time. Good work defensively by Millsap. Mirotic against Chandler. And stolen by Mirotic. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Over Jokic. Good defense by Jokic. The Nuggets have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. In the corner, Murray with it. Fires for 3. Good on the triple.
Now that's not bad form there. You don't have to tell Murray twice to let it fly from there with that much room.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Mirotic dishes to Holiday. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Will Barton.
And when you look at the Pelicans, you got to expect for them to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. You've got the Twin Towers down low, and Drew Holiday is in the top handful, I think, of defensive point guards in the league.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
The first one falls. Andrew Holiday at 6'4", great size for the point guard position.
And his height enables him to cover shooting guards. At the same time, he does a great job of keeping smaller players in front of him.
Both free throws good from Holiday.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
Now, here's Jokic. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Millsap a screen, 6 on the shot clock. And it comes off the front of the rim.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play. This is the kind of guy that you wake up in a cold sweat the night before you play him. Just a matchup nightmare. Tricky, confident, and he takes on all comers.
Now, here's Jokic. Steady offensive output from him, averaging more than 16 points a game. Chandler down low, covered by Mirotic. 16 feet away, he hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Chandler's got his first 2 points. Pelicans trail by 3. Holiday with it, now guarded by Barton. Mirotic passes to Rondo. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Cousins. And they will call over the back on the play.
Yeah, pretty obvious over the back call there, but being out of position, that was really the only option.
Try to make as good a decision as you can every time you have the basketball, but that time he attacked without thinking too much.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. 3-pointer, Barton. Rebound by DeMarcus Cousins. For New Orleans, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Pass to Rondo. Dishes it to Cousins. And then jammed down as he goes right over Jokic.
Wow, how about that from the big man, showing a little something special. Tremendous at getting up off the ground and finishing with style.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Murray. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist totals show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Now here's Davis following the miss by Jokic. And Holiday kicks to Rondo. They set the pick. Shoots over Barton. And no good. Trying to use the glass. Denver's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Lets it go with a 3. Barton missing again.
Well, even though he missed, you like seeing him taking that kind of shot. The defense must be better.
Holiday, and it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his 3rd assist on the night. Murray kicks to Jokic. Now here's Murray. He's covered by Rondo. Millsap a screen. Barton drives in. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. That one on Davis.
And the smart play from Barton is the attack. No one wants any part of him when he shows that kind of aggressiveness.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he can't get the first one.
And one of the things about Will Barton's game that to me makes him such a force is how unpredictable he can be. He plays at times almost like a man out of control, and it really does work to his advantage as he is a difficult guy to deal with in those one-on-one situations.
He hits the second from the line. And to back up the point with Barton in his chaotic play style, he knows exactly what he's about. Famously saying, Greg, I'm so creative most of the time, I don't know what I'm going to do.
And, you know, that might sound glib, but it is just how Barton plays. I mean, a fantastic competitor who just does what it takes to win. He gives you a little bit of everything out on the floor.
Murray, good.
Well, Murray just pulling right up on the defense. Great at shooting off the dribble.
The Pelicans have gotten just 3 of their first 9 shots to go down in this game. Rondo dishes to Cousins. Back to Rondo. Cousins, the pass to Rondo. Davis sets a screen. Just 5 on the clock. Mirotich's shot is off. Denver in the lead. Here's the break. Here's Chandler. And Davis pulls it down. And here's Rondo. 11-point game his last outing. Holiday goes in. Good defense by Jokic.
Wonderful defense, staying active around the rim and then really putting the shooter in a tough spot.
Murray kicks to Millsap. Here's Jokic. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Cousins has got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Rondo dishes to Mirotic. And it's off from 3-point range. Denver's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. And stolen by Mirotic. Loads it up for Davis. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Great work by the team there to find AD. They make eye contact, and the rest of that is history.
Here's Denver now. They come into this one following the loss to the Mavericks.
Just didn't like the energy level in that one, and that offensive execution also was lacking.
Well, they made a few shots, Greg, but just wildly inconsistent.
Guys, he can get this shot anytime he wants.
Now, you bet. With his height, not many defenders are going to challenge that mid-range jump shot.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
No other way to put it. Defense was awful. Completely uninspired at that end of the floor.
Yeah, scanning the box score here, and you could just see the turnover differential failing to cause any sort of mistakes. And then on the offensive end, just a lack of focus.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for New Orleans.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from 3-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Harris outside. Stolen away, and now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him. The big dunk at the end of the break.
And Moore doesn't get a lot of dunks during the year, but I like to see him get there that time.
Denver shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Here's Harris. Off the screen. Hernan Gomez, no good.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And the basket by Liggins.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Harris passes to Plumlee. Back to Harris from downtown. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They beat the Nuggets during their last encounter in Denver.
And really complete control of that game. If you recall, guys, they made sure they didn't have to sweat that one out down the stretch.
And the final score may not have indicated just how much they were in that one. They were clearly the dominant team.
The Nuggets trail. Here's Hernan Gomez. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Hernan Gomez has got his first basket. Here's Clark. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Diallo kicks to Moore. And the officials call a traveling violation.
And a moment here to check out the numbers for Harris. Averaging 9 points per game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Moore outside. Pass to Diallo. Here's Liggins. And the 3-ball is good. Liggins has got 5.
Alvin Gentry plucked away from the Warriors staff that won a title in 2015, and he was an assistant coach there. He sees the opportunity to take over his own team once again after having coached in Phoenix and headed to New Orleans. Now has a ton of talent on the inside. Can he get some guard help this year to make a push to the playoffs?
Here's Clark following the basket by Kenneth Faried. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season. And I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. And that one falls for Clark. And a story of 2 halves last season for the Pelicans. An 0-8 start, but encouraging signs, Brent, down the stretch.
Yeah, they ended up with the 11th best net rating in the NBA after they made the trade during the All-Star weekend for DeMarcus Cousins. So if this team can gel and if they can get these pieces to work together, they do have the chance not only to excel, but to be very special with the unique talents of their bigs. In the history of the Nuggets, they've had some great stars, guys like Dan Issel, Alex English, and certainly Carmelo Anthony during his time in Denver. But Jokic looks to be that guy for this generation.
Now here is Harris. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Can't get it to go. He's taken 2 and missed 2. Moore dishes to Clark. Here's Liggins. Trying to find Ajinça. Gets it to him. Clark for 3. Plumlee with the rebound. And this Nuggets team clearly sees that their future is going to be built around Jokic.
What an incredible season last year. I don't think people realize just how special the offensive season that Jokic had for Denver was last year. He's right up there in the top 5 in terms of his offensive production. They'll need to add some defenders around them, but they have certainly shifted the offense around the incredibly talented passing big man in Jokic.
Here's Harris following the score by New Orleans. Screen by Faried. Harris passes to Faried. Oh, went in there and tried to power it down, but through contact, he'll head to the line.
Well, Faried using manimal instincts there, getting the contact on shots like that. And Kenneth Faried, the manimal, once a force at the power forward position, but now seems to be more comfortable coming in as a role player, giving his energy to the basketball game, and see his production decline steadily since his 3rd year in the league, but still a positive for a team, just in lesser doses with a lesser role.
That free throw good from Fareed. For Fareed, there's the possibility that the style he played is something that the league moved away from. That there isn't a high demand for undersized power forwards who can't shoot.
Well, the idea is that Fareed might not just be bulky enough to do what it is that a lot of teams have in terms of a guy setting screens and then around the rim to carve out space. The Manimal really doesn't do that, and if he works on his shooting range and shows that he's a threat, Kevin, that's going to help out his chances.
This tug-of-war game continues.
And guys, that's lucky number 7 already in this game.
There's the pick, and Plumlee kicks to Fareed. And he comes off the screen to bury the jump shot. Fareed's got 6.
And this is what it's all about, guys. The competitive spirit, the energy that we're seeing. This one's got the feeling like it's going to go down to the wire.
And if it does, as evenly as these two teams have played here, it's anyone's guess who's going to come out on top.
And they can't allow him too many open looks like that. That's just inviting trouble.
Plumlee with the screen. Harris kicks to Harris. Shoots off the screen. That's short off the rim.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
Diallo, no good.
Oh, and the D did not make that any easier. Can't fault the shooter for missing. That's a tough shot.
The Nuggets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And really, they haven't been able to differentiate themselves from the free throw line on the season at about 76%.
And the first one drops. Both free throws good from Fareed. 20 seconds left to play here in the first. Moore against Harris. Moore up top. He's coming off a 13-point game against Golden State. And it's a Jensen missing.
That's a shot you got to step up on. Wide open, no coverage. Good shooters don't miss that often.
It's a tie game in New Orleans. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And what stands out to you from the Pelicans in this one?
A huge fan of how they have rotated here defensively, been able to challenge multiple shots.
And if you're rotating like that, it's got to be a great line of communication between all 5 guys. You see that reflected on the scores, all that trust showing up with the lead.
Now Harris. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. So out there for the Nuggets right now. Harris and Hernangomez outside of the 2 and the 3. Kenneth Fareed is out there with Plumlee, and it's Harris in at the 1 spot.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
Throws it up high. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And it's slammed in by Fareed.
And Fareed making great eye contact with his teammates there. I guess you call those manimal instincts. You can see the strong connection he has.
Clark dishes to Moore. There's a good screen. Liggins, no good. The Nuggets leading by 4. Harris outside. Looking for Harris. He gets it there. Harris against Moore. Plumlee sets the pick for Harris. Just 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Ajinsa's got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Moore. He's good with the little jumper in close. Moore's got his 2nd bucket of the game to go.
Good touch on the inside from E'Twaun Moore. Never bashful about taking it right to the defense.
Harris passes to Fareed. It doesn't go for him. Well, for New Orleans, shooting at a decent 44% clip here. Here's Ajinça, and the jam by Ajinça.
A lot of people feel like Moore has natural point guard ability, so I like to see him find the open man.
The Nuggets have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Harris kicks to Plumlee. Screen by Fareed. Harris dishes to Fareed. Taken away. There's the pass to Liggins. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee. You were known for a lot of stuff. Great passing was one of them. Also known as an exceptional shooter. Of all the guys you played with, who is the best at setting you up for a score?
Wow, I think my years playing alongside Gary Payton in Seattle, he drew so much attention, Kevin, with his ability in transition, of course, that patented spin move of his, and then his great ability as a 6'4" guard to post up, especially on that left block, drew a lot of double teams, and that opens up shooters on the weak side. That's where I happen to be.
All the great point guards see the floor so well. They know where everybody is, don't they, Brent?
And the best ones, Kevin, you're right. The best ones are the ones willing to pitch the ball ahead. That's when you really have something special. Well, a great battle last year as the season finished off between the Nuggets and Blazers to make the playoffs. Denver did not. So they made some trades, tried to make a push. This year they've got to make some improvements and maybe find themselves in one of those top 8 slots to play in the postseason.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. And Brent, for the Nuggets, you get the feeling of excitement for this franchise.
Well, you feel like this team is not just going to make the playoffs once, but could have a very effective long run in the Western Conference, and they're going to be playing a style that a lot of their fans and certainly fans around the league are going to appreciate. Off-ball movement and passing. You know, there's a team in Golden State that seemed to do that with great effectiveness.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And that's where Murray's speed shines through. He gives the D no time to react off that pass.
Rondo kicks to Mirotic. He dishes it to Liggins. Screen by Cousins. Jokic with the steal. And here we go with Chandler running it up the court. Murray, good.
And great job from beyond the arc this quarter. They are now shooting the 3 at almost 60% for the game.
Screen by Cousins. Shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut down to 2 on the bucket from Rajon Rondo.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. I guess I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win. Here's Murray following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Murray kicks to Millsap over Davis. Mirotic grabs the miss.
A little ambitious on that possession, trying to hit a shot in the face of that defensive pressure.
And again, it's Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 6 here in this quarter.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Martin passes to Jokic, shoots over Cousins, and no good. And New Orleans will come the other way. They host the Kings after this game, and that'll be the 3rd of the 4 straight at home.
Deceptive reach from Jokic there, swatting that shot away using those long arms.
Martin dishes to Millsap. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got 6 rebounds in the game. Mirotic with it. Now guarded by Murray. Here's Liggins. It's hauled in by the Nuggets.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
Now here's Chandler. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. Chalk up 2 there. Jokic has got the game tied up here for the Nuggets. For New Orleans, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Davis sets a screen. Rondo kicks to Davis. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
And taking a look here at some numbers for Cousins. Unbelievable play for him over the last month. Averaging 21 points per game, 15 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And just look at those scoring totals. He's been doing what he does best, putting points on the board.
His instincts naturally are to score the basketball. That ability to find the creases in the defense is something you just don't teach, and it's awesome.
Now here's Murray. 11 points in the game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And unable there to get the go-ahead bucket. The Pelicans shooting at 50% in a decent group. Mirotic the pass to Cousins.
I like to watch when DeMarcus Cousins outworks any defender. He finds ways to score. Even with the aggressive defense surrounding him, he'll find a gap.
Murray kicks to Barton. Back to Murray. Jokic sets the screen for Murray. Millsap a screen on Rondo. Here's Murray. Here's Millsap. Nice D from Cousins.
Yeah, a bit frigid to begin this one. Just can't make anything to get the game started.
And when Mirotic first came over to the NBA, he made a big splash, showed that he can act as that stretch 4 and contribute. Unfortunately, he just hasn't evolved as a player since that rookie year.
Now here's Barton. Feeds to Millsap. Great D that time from Davis.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Here's Liggins. They lead by 4. Here's Mirotic, and another 3 for New Orleans. And for Mirotic, a lot of his lack, Greg, of progression as a player has come from inconsistency.
And you can see it in his field goal percentage as well as when he plays. It needs to find more consistency in every facet of the game. But young enough, I think, to still make that happen.
Here's Davis, and finished off by Davis.
And right now, the game plan seems to be working.
It looks like this team has finally gotten into the club and found its rhythm, trying their best to pull away.
The Nuggets trail by 9. Murray with it. 11 points in the game. There's the feed to Barton. Millsap a screen. Shot to stop the run, and the jumper is on the mark.
Well, that's a smooth and silky J there from Will Barton, really adding a lot to his game to be effective from the perimeter.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in. Rondo's got 8.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
And DeAndre Liggins picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Hey, Brent, with the size and speed of NBA athletes, could we see the court widened out at some point, whether it's the lane or even the boundaries widened?
That's a great question, Kevin. I often thought that the league should widen the court to the point where the 23-9 3-point line should be an exact semicircle.
Is the same, yes.
Which would extend the court another couple feet on each end and create more space, more driving opportunities, more room to watch the greatest athletes in the world do what they do best. That's run, jump, pass, and entertain us. So maybe the league looks at it. Right now, I don't think there's any plans for it, but it's a great question.
And the first one at the line is good. Brent, so many heady players, tough players, eventually become coaches. We've seen it time and again. And what kind of situation would it take, for instance, for you to get involved with that, either on the floor, on the bench, or in the front office?
I'll tell you right now, Kevin, I'm so thankful for my local YMCA because I've coached the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade teams for the last few years.
Good for
I'm
you.
not getting paid for it, but I think I'm learning more there than I would in the league.
But you enjoy it.
I do enjoy it, and Kevin, I think basketball has been such a big part of my life that at some point I will love the opportunity to be involved with one of the 30 teams in the league in some capacity.
I'll be lucky to get you. And here's Barton following the three from Nikola Mirotic. And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
A lot of people feel that for the Pelicans, Anthony Davis is best at scoring off the assists, so player movement and ball movement. They love to create a free-flowing offensive style to help complement that part of his game.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for the Pelicans. Ian Clark comes in for Rajon Rondo. Big group substitution here for Denver. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jokic. Hernan Gomez comes in for Wilson Chandler. Gary Harris, he's checked in for Will Barton. And Harris subbed in for Murray. Fareed, a screen on Holiday. 5 to shoot. And it's Harris off the drive. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And there's the foul against New Orleans.
You got to love the heart by Harris there to charge into the middle of the defense to get that call.
And the Pelicans, Brent, looking for more ball movement.
Well, to their credit, they've done a good job of protecting the ball. Not a high turnover team, but just middle of the pack in assists. And a lot of that comes with being familiar with one another. That's something the Pelicans have suffered through. With all the injuries, they'd like to get guys consistently on the floor. I think those numbers will go up.
That's good from Harris.
And getting to the line and hitting your free throws, a good way to get back into the game. It stops the clock and extends the game and allows you the opportunity to set your defense. They've been perfect from the line so far here in the second quarter.
And Harris drops them both.
Gary Harris is the type of player that a lot of people feel very confident is just going to keep getting better and better. Has a good knack for scoring the ball. Such a great off-ball cutter. Great chemistry right now with Jokic between the two of them. And as he grows older, he'll continue to build upon his offense. Potential to be a very good two-way player.
Moore with the bucket.
Well, Moore, it can be fast. That time a blur, taking it to the rack.
Harris kicks to Harris for the 3. Out of bounds. New Orleans will take possession. While we've got a moment, let's now take a look at the teams that have the most second chance points on the season. The Nuggets in second.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass. It's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
Clark dishes to Davis. There's a screen. Here's Cousins. No good that time. Some solid defense from Harris. And for Harris, the way he plays, it'll probably be a few years before he hits his prime. Brent, even right now, you like how he can fill it up.
Well, he went from his first year just averaging 13 minutes to 2 straight seasons averaging over 32. So trial by fire a bit with Gary Harris, but he continues to show progression and can be a very effective two-way player. Lots of upside for this guy. Got to make those shots. Not sure how he missed it. The defense was just okay.
Hernan Gomez kicks to Harris. On the wing, Harris passes it to Plumlee. With the floater. Nice D from Cousins.
Just a little lackluster so far with his effort. He's been very limited due to his poor shooting.
Davis down low. Fareed's there. And Fareed sends it back. Kicks to Harris. Goes back up. Fareed, no good.
Well, he had the perfect opportunity to finish that one, guys, and just flat out blew it.
And the whistle blows as the basket counts and a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Sounds weird to say, but a guy 7 feet tall like Anthony Davis could be considered an out-of-nowhere superstar. In high school, he was a skinny kid on the bench, not like he's big now. But until an 8-inch growth spurt changed everything. That's why he's got those point guard skills.
One shot, gentlemen.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. And Davis wasn't on the recruiting radar really until his senior year of high school.
I really cannot believe that, especially after watching the 1 year in Kentucky, winning a national championship, the most outstanding player of the tournament, the #1 pick, grabbing a gold medal. I mean, the scouts are out there, right?
Poke loose. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
On the wing, Harris. Screen by Fareed. Clock at 4. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
And really, Fareed is always a danger to score inside thanks to his athleticism. The D has no choice but to foul him in there and hope that he misses.
For Denver, they have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances. The first free throw is good.
And he needs to get back to what he was doing in that first quarter when he was in attack mode, drawing fouls and getting to the line.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Alexis Ajinça has checked in for Cousins, and Diallo subbed in for Davis. All free throws good from Kenneth Fareed. 34 seconds left now here in the second. Moore passes to Clark. Pass to Diallo. There's the dish to Moore. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
Moore, as an efficient scorer out here, plays well within himself on the offensive end.
This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And his average at the line stands at about 79% right now. So solid numbers in that department.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. And the second free throw, good. Here's Harris. 16 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Plumlee with the screen. Harris kicks to Harris. And that's a foul called an Alexis Ajinça. So that will be his second foul of the game. We're in the bonus, and we'll go to the line to shoot 2. And he makes the first.
Well, a former 5-star recruit won a championship in college. Plumlee still finding his way a little bit here in the pros.
Plumlee hits them both. And so it's New Orleans in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Alvin Gentry. Coach, you're leading at the half. What will you continue to emphasize to your team?
Well, I mean, defensively, we still have to be good. We got to rebound the basketball. And then we've got to continue to push the basketball and score offensively.
We'll see if you can keep that going in the second half, Coach. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We're going to break down all the action from the first half. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. Defensively and offensively, they improved quite a bit in the second quarter, and they've got a nice 8-point halftime lead to show for it. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
I like their commitment to that inside game, boy. Get it inside to the post. Got to be scoring in the post, splashing to the basket. Just shoot the high percentage shot. No jumpers, no threes. They're being a more aggressive team, the more physical team. They're definitely going to win this game, Ernie.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Denver?
Well, they're facing a team that shot very well in the first half. Now, that being said, they probably weren't aggressive enough on the defensive end. That was the difference.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
Welcome back, folks. Downtown New Orleans shining brightly tonight, as you can see from this bird's eye view. And now the third quarter about to get going. Nice game, great performance by Kenneth Faried.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Yeah, those extra possessions, considering how hard it can be sometimes to find offense, become invaluable.
The Nuggets trail by 8. Well, one reason the Nuggets have the success they do on the offensive end is that this team is loaded with passers.
Yeah, and amazing that their best passer is their center in Jokic. That encourages so many guys, Kevin, to have energy to move without the basketball. Cut, get an opening, and all of a sudden the ball is in your hands. That unselfish play helped this Nugget team be one of the more devastating offensive rosters in the league.
The bigs inside, Davis and Cousins. Rajon Rondo is out there with Holiday, and it's Mirotic in at the 3 slot. That's the Pelicans 5. Here's Barton, following the basket by Anthony Davis. Chandler a screen on the wing. Chandler, and stolen by Cousins. Floats it up for Davis, stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Shot from 12, and good. Got the English that time as it falls. And it's 13 points for Jamal Murray.
And some good anticipation there. Murray quickly out, leaking in transition and filling the lane.
Holiday with the 3. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got his 6th rebound on the night. Over in the corner, Chandler off target with his 3.
Yeah, they got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers, with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. Other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
First one falls for him. Hey, Brady, you and I were talking about the toughest players in the league just a minute ago. It's easy to go right to physical attributes, but let's shift it. And who are some of the toughest guys mentally in the game now?
Well, those guys who are thinking out there on the floor, not only about what they have to do, Kevin, but getting their guys lined up and into right spots. I think that Marcus Gasol does an incredible job of that in Memphis, especially as the center, knowing all the coverages, backing up the line of defense on pick and rolls, rebounding, outletting, scoring. That's a lot of work for a big guy. And the elite guys that we could talk about, Kev, Chris Paul and LeBron James. I mean, how good are those guys when it comes down to making sure that things are communicated between the coach and that all 5 guys know their responsibilities on the floor?
Yeah, but if it can come from the back end, like you said with Gasol, what about a guy like DeAndre Jordan, who I think is really tried to improve that part of his game.
I think there's a lot more appreciation for how much DeAndre Jordan does, especially the way that he contributed to the USA team.
The Nuggets trail by 11. Here's Chandler. Here's Jokic. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line.
And last season, how about the jump to true stardom that Jokic was able to make? There was a stretch where every game he just looked more and more incredible. Truly gave this team, I think, a franchise player in the blink of an eye.
Take a break. 2 shots.
He misses the free throw.
The interesting thing about Jokic and his incredible talent is how much the offense changed around him. I mean, coaching staffs are looking at him now as a pivotal point to the offense to make plays and also score.
And he sinks the second. Pelicans leading by 10. Outside Holiday. He kicks it to Cousins. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. And for so many fans, Greg, of Jokic, it wasn't a surprise to see his play blossom last season.
Yeah, and boy, did he. Jokic is so skilled for a big man, having played point guard growing up. Still very young and looks to be a star for a long time.
The first free throw is good.
Yeah, and last season, DeMarcus Cousins moving on in that blockbuster trade. Really impossible to get equal value for a star like Cousins, but he was pleased, I think, to put all the rumors of being traded to bed.
And so he hits both. And with Cousins, he found out that he was being traded to the Pelicans while at the All-Star game in New Orleans.
And it's never easy fitting in with another star like the Brow, but Cousins is just so skilled that you knew they would find a balance. And at the end of the day, Cousins seems to be happy with a team who's committed to him.
And so it's New Orleans with it after the Nuggets pick up 2. Back to Rondo. Over Murray. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Rondo's got the lead up to 12 now for the Pelicans. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Well, a few things have become clear with Rondo in the past few seasons. 1, Greg, he needs to be happy with his situation in order to be productive. And 2, he can give you big numbers at times, but he isn't the player he once was on that Celtic team.
Yeah, and Rondo, he's such a hard-headed guy and has his own way of approaching things. If you clash with him, everything goes up in flames with his game. Needs to be on the same page with his coach, and he's running out of coaches who will put up with him.
Here's Murray after Rajon Rondo's bucket. And now here's Rondo, the fast break opportunity. He feeds it to Mirotic. Screen by Cousins, and Mirotic kicks to Cousins. Good defense by Jokic.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Three-pointer. Barton sinks the three-pointer. Barton's got it back down to within single digits for Denver.
Will Barton catches the ball. A great job of squaring up, and the defense better be aware of him there.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Millsap with the steal. Now here's Murray. He's got 13. To the middle. Here's Jokic. And the rejection by Cousins.
So important for Cousins to continue to develop that defensive awareness. I like to see him showing off some of that shot blocking ability.
And again, New Orleans has no luck. Now here's Murray. Defense is right there. New Orleans leading by 9. And a fast break now for the Pelicans. Here's Holiday, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And with Drew Holiday's size, Brent, are you surprised he's not more of a slashing point guard?
Well, it's interesting, Kevin, because the percentage of field goal attempts for Drew Holiday last year from 0 to 3 feet was around 30%. So he actually had the most field goals around the rim that he's ever had in any season.
First free throw is good. And Brent, some pressure on the Pelicans front office and coaching staff to win now.
Well, Alvin Gentry has dealt with a lot of injuries surrounding Anthony Davis in his short tenure with the Pelicans, and it took a little while for the organization to confirm that the upper management and coaching staff would be back for this season. So it feels a bit tenuous. Hopefully they can get themselves together and be one of the teams with that kind of talent that finds their way into the postseason this year.
Now here's Murray. 13 points in the game. Pass to Jokic. Banked in off the glass. Jokic has got 11 points.
Growing confidence for Jokic around the rim. Feels like no defender can stop him in the paint.
Holiday. Here's Davis. And it's Denver with the rebound. Chandler's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
They've been the better rebounding team by a healthy margin, but it hasn't been enough.
Barton dishes to Murray from past the arc, and Davis pulls it down.
This just doesn't seem to be his night, or his team's for that matter either. And they got to pull it together here quick, or it's going to be lights out.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Now here's Murray. He's covered by Rondo. Millsap misses. Pelicans leading by 11. Rondo passes to Davis. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. And Holiday kicks to Cousins. Back to Holiday. To the paint. 6 to shoot. And it's sent back by Jokic. Here's Chandler. And the shot no good. A bit short. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Holiday dishes to Cousins. Back to Holiday. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. 7 points for Drew Holiday.
Well, nice work from Drew Holiday to get close, but it was his length that allowed him to get that shot over the D.
Denver calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Clark following the basket by Jokic. Diallo kicks to Clark. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That one on Chandler. And when the Nuggets are clicking on offense, Greg, they are a joy to watch.
You know they are, and one reason is because they're one of the better passing teams in the league. And right near the top in terms of assists per game last season. And all players on this roster at all positions look to make that extra pass to get an easy bucket.
First one falls for him. A different look for Denver. Fareed's checked in for Chandler. And Harris subbed in for Jamal Murray. He hits one, then misses the second attempt from the free throw line. And here is Harris. Down low, looking to end his cold spell. They recover it, and the shot goes in. 16 points for Kenneth Faried. Pelicans leading by 10. Outside Holiday. Here's Liggins. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. Holiday's got 3 assists in the game. Harris kicks to Jokic. To the middle. Here's Faried. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Holiday, the pass to Clark. Shot clock at 6. Holiday with the 3. That shot no good. Now Denver takes it the other way. And that's a foul called an Alexis Aginsa. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Denver. Hernan Gomez comes in for Paul Millsap. The Nuggets trail by 10. Screen by Faried. Oh, Faried in position, and it's slammed in by Faried.
It seems as if Faried is hitting from anywhere on the floor right now. He's taking mostly good shots and burying them.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Here's Clark. He has 6. Got a piece of it. They recover it. Dishes it to Liggins. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Faried.
And really what jumps out to me about this shot chart is just how aggressive he's been when on the floor. I mean, he's doing everything he can to get as close to the hoop as possible before putting up that shot, and it's worked out in a big way for him and his team.
Here's Harris, and the Pelicans picked up 3 with their last shot. Wasted no time on that one. Faried's got 8 points here in this quarter.
I mean, the stroke looks good. He's moving well out there. What a sensational start to this game. Perfect from the field.
Diallo kicks to Clark. Here is Aginsa. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. The 11-footer. Again, Holiday missing.
And still looking for his shot. Somehow they're winning, but they'd like to get him going.
Now Harris. Here's Faried. It's hauled in by Diallo. Pelicans leading by 9. Here's Holiday. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Holiday's got 9.
Well, even though Drew Holiday gets hit there, he finds a way to finish through the contact with that bucket.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
And one thing they'll discuss are the defensive rotations. The other is in the matchups.
We're seeing very little help defense on the inside, and even when there is help, it's been ineffective.
Ejuan Moore, he's checked in for New Orleans. Here we get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defenses. The Nuggets 3rd.
This is a team that takes pride on the defensive side of the floor. I mean, they play hard and they play together. They are a tough group to score on.
Here's Harris. The wide open look for Plumlee. Basket is good. The assist from Harris.
A well-schooled player with an improving touch. Plumlee lines up that shot and calmly knocks it down.
There's a good screen. And Moore kicks to Clark. Back to Moore. From the line. To the wing on the left. The pass to Clark. To the middle. Goes back up. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee. Hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
Pelicans leading by 9. Here's Moore.
Great speed by Faried. They're ultimately playing a big part in how he defends the shot.
Harris dishes to Harris. Here's Hernan Gomez. Offline with his three. New Orleans has gone 6 of 12 from outside. A very nice 50% mark, shooting the three ball well. Diallo the pass to Clark. He dishes it to Moore from outside the arc. Denver grabs the miss.
Ejuan Moore out of Purdue, the 45th pick in the 2011 draft. Really pretty much a 3-and-D combo guy and has some versatility even to guard the point guards.
Now here is Harris. Fareed setting the pick for Harris. Feeds it to Fareed, and Fareed throws it down.
And without the pick from Fareed, I don't think that's going to happen. The way he sacrifices his body, commendable there.
And Moore kicks to Diallo. And it's Clark in the corner. Passes it to Diallo. There's a screen. Moore. He can't get that one. Plumlee with some nice D. And Moore is certainly a self-made player. He prides himself, in fact, on his work ethic.
I think about in 2017, Moore coming around, drilling 77 three-pointers and shooting 37% last year. So becoming a bit more effective as a two-way player with those kind of numbers.
To end the drought, and it's Denver with the rebound. Fareed's got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game. Here's Hernan Gomez. Rebound by Ajinça. Ajinça's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And the first one at the line is good. He's off on the second. Harris outside. Hernan Gomez in the corner. Back to Harris. The three. Can't hit that one. And we've reached the end of the third. Pelicans lead by 5. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from New Orleans. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on Coach Mike Malone.
Stops and run. Stops and run. Sense of urgency, man. Come on. We got to get this win.
Trying to stoke the fire under his team. Mike Malone asking his guys to seize the moment.
And this is the time when the leaders on the court need to step up, take control, and make things happen.
All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with Harris and Hernan Gomez outside of the 2 and the 3. Plumlee out there with Kenneth Fareed. And it's Harris in at the point guard. Here's Hernan Gomez. Chalk up 2 there. Hernan Gomez has got the first points up on the board here in the fourth for the Nuggets. The drive by Rondo. And Fareed sends it back.
Gotta love the vertical leap from Fareed. Shooters, beware.
And the basket by Harris.
That floater is a thing of beauty, effective when it's used the right way.
Rondo kicks to Moore. And there's the feed to Ajinça. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a three-point play. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
Like how active Moore is being on offense, especially watching him share the basketball on that play.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Davis is checked in. The Nuggets also changing it up. Wilson Chandler's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Barton comes in for Gary Harris. And it's Jamal Murray in for Devin Harris. Free throw good, Ajinça. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. The Nuggets trail by 4. Screen by Fareed. Here's Barton. Another shot, and Davis sends it back.
Just a wonderful effort from Davis on the defensive end with that rejection.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
And he knocks down the first one. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Alexis Ajinça. All free throws good from Kenneth Fareed.
And his work at the free throw line has been terrific tonight, making the most of his chances.
Moore with it, kicks it to Mirotic. Cousins with a screen on Chandler. Mirotic dishes to Moore, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Chandler.
Moore goes into the contact. He's saying, I want more contact.
First free throw is good. The Nuggets making a switch here. Jokic is checked in. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Cousins, no good. Not a friendly rim at all. This trip down.
He's been a little bit disappointing in this game. However, his team has his back. They need a little bit more help from him.
Yeah, another missed opportunity, and you can just see the frustration.
Yeah, when your shot's in the fridge like this, it's easy to lose your confidence, and that's why some of the most prolific scorers, they have short-term memories.
Mirotic's shot is off. The Nuggets trail by 3. Barton drives in, and the rejection by Cousins. For New Orleans, they've gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Cousins with a screen on Barton. Rondo with a clean look. And again, New Orleans has no luck. Nuggets have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. And that one's good. Barton. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. New Orleans gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. And that one good.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
Here's Barton following the score by New Orleans. Screen by Fareed. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. Paul Millsap's checked in for Fareed. Now here's Barton. 5 on the clock. Murray kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Cousins. Jokic, no good. Pelicans leading by 3. left side, Rondo. Now the dish to Mirotic. Back to Rondo. To the inside. And count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
And here's Barton. Jokic a screen. Barton passes to Jokic. Drops in the tray.
And he's a capable three-point shooter. Has a perfect form on those long rangers.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Screen by Cousins. Mirotic has a wide open look, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Millsap kicks to Jokic. The shot will not fall. Nice D from Cousins. Here's Moore. And then Cousins with the dunk. That gives him the double-double. 11 points and 13 rebounds.
A good activity as Cousins shuffled around, got himself into great position, and gobbled up that board.
Murray dishes to Millsap. The shot by Chandler wide open. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assists.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
Well, you concern yourself with the other guys who you think are going to damage you, and he stepped up and delivered that huge three-point shot.
Now here's Rondo, and it's New Orleans scoring again.
And Davis is getting every shot he wants out there. It could be a very, very special night for him at this rate.
Moore against Barton. Here's Millsap. The lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Rondo kicks to Mirotic. Pass to Cousins. Uncovered. Jump shot is good that time. Cousins has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Just great confidence from Cousins there. Once he gets the ball, he's immediately looking to pull the trigger.
Millsap inside. He's guarded by Davis. Moore with the steal. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Davis has got the ball. Loads it up for Davis. Good work defensively by Millsap.
And you got to give him credit there. Great effort to contest that shot.
Well, I love the fact that they put the security system on their house, protecting the paint there.
And then Cousins with the dunk.
Cousins continuing to improve on his defensive awareness and staying active after he clawed away that steal.
The Nuggets trail by 9. Here's Murray. Jokic with the screen on Rondo. Murray fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
Yeah, how about that one? Able to maintain control and finish the play.
Drew Holiday's checked in for the Pelicans.
One shot, gentlemen.
Free throw good, Murray.
Man, what a luxury if Murray can play both guard positions. A perfect blend of shrewd passing and some fearless shooting.
Holiday the pass to Davis. Mirotic the screen. Shot off the pick. A second chance effort. Davis dishes to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And this is why he's one of the top scorers in the game. He could just get it rolling at the drop of a hat.
The Nuggets trail by 8. Now Barton. Murray with it. And it's out of bounds to the Nuggets as Denver retains possession. They set the pick. 6 on the shot clock. He kicks it to Barton. Fires the 3.
Well, without the D from Holiday there, that shot probably has a better chance of going in. His hustle altered that attempt.
Rondo's shot is off. The Nuggets trail by 8. Murray with it. He's picked up by Rondo, and it's Rajon Rondo with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Murray. Right side Millsap. Buries the long-range jumper.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Now here's Rondo. Screen by Cousins. And here is Mirotic. Over in the corner, Cousins. Clock at 6. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Chandler kicks to Murray. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Mirotic's shot is off.
You can't miss those kind of looks. The defense seems to be a little nonplussed so far in this one, but he flat out missed it.
Here's Barton. Holiday with the block. They retain possession. Outside Rondo. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Rondo just isn't afraid of getting hammered on the inside. Remarkable at getting under the skin of his opponents and forcing the issue.
That free throw, no good.
The team just cannot get into a groove from the free throw line. It's a common problem for them.
Good on the second free throw.
And when engaged, Rondo is special. A triple-double threat who does a little bit of everything for his squad.
Millsap a screen. Millsap sets the pick for Chandler. All alone. And the jumper falls for him. Chandler's got 5 points now in the quarter.
How about these big shots for him in the fourth? He has been locked and loaded offensively.
Davis, the pass to Holiday. Cousins against Chandler. Cousins inside. And there it is for him. Cousins has got 13 points here in the second half alone.
Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Here's Murray. Jokic a screen. Murray, no good.
He was terrific shooting the ball in the first half, but he looks a little bit slower out there, possibly leg tired here in the second half.
Now here's Rondo. Davis dishes to Rondo. No good with the triple.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Well, something in this frame for sure, but when you're out of rhythm, sometimes it's better to play the role of being the facilitator. And that's a big shot from Barton when his team really needed one. This guy taking the pressure head on.
Pass to Rondo. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Jamal Murray.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
No good on that one. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. 1:57 left to play in the final quarter. Millsap a screen on Mirotic. Here's Barton. Back to Jokic from 13. It's rebounded by New Orleans. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. And Mirotic kicks to Davis. And Davis throws it down.
Well, AD defining the word clutch on that one. Huge shot there.
1:36 left in the fourth. The Nuggets trail by 5. Dishes it to Millsap. Murray kicks to Jokic. Shoots over Cousins. Another miss by Jokic. New Orleans has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Holiday the pass to Cousins. Can't connect from short range.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now here's Barton. Outside Millsap. Murray kicks to Jokic. Over Davis. Kept alive. And there's the call by the official. They'll count the basket here following the goaltending call.
Oh, just got too aggressive. You've got to play smart. Got to it on the way down, and that's a big whistle.
New Orleans has gone outside a lot tonight. 17 times, in fact. 7 of 17. And Mirotic kicks to Rondo. Back to Mirotic. New Orleans moving the ball around. Outside for Davis. Puts it up from 15. That doesn't go either for Davis.
And it's still within reach.
But only if they make every possession count from this point forward, and I mean every possession.
Millsap kicks to Murray. And the pass to Jokic. Millsap has the open look. Connects! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
Well, that is NBA level right there.
No doubt. Professional move all the way. Puts the team on his back when it matters most.
Good on the first, and that will put them up by 2. So he gets them both, and it's a 3-point game.
Huge free throws, bumps the lead up to 3, and now they simply have to guard against the 3-ball.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're behind by 3. 12 seconds left in the game. What do you think, guys?
You know, you'd love to be able to clear space and get that triple, but you can also do the 2 with a quick foul.
Well, it really depends on what's available, so we'll see how the defense lines up here.
Here's Barton. Left side Chandler to tie it up. Misses the three. And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
And the first of two, no good. Heartbreaker. He's able to hit the second one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're down by 4. 5 seconds left in the fourth. What's your take, guys?
I mean, it's iffy that there's enough time to even get a quick shot and a foul.
Five seconds left in the fourth quarter.
I tell you what, I'd settle for having as many points in this game as he has rebounds.
And he's just working and working and working, tireless.
So it's a narrow victory for New Orleans, pulling it out for a W. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did a great job making sure it didn't get away from them late.
Yeah, I mean, they faced some challenges, but really held firm when they needed to. On both ends, just effective in terms of coming away with this win.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony, tell us the focus for the team coming into the game tonight.
Well, before we started the game, Coach came in and told us that we knew what we had to do. We were trying to stop a lot of their actions, and our biggest focus for the game was guard the ball. That's what we did, coming out of that timeout and never look back.
And it led to a win. Thank you for your time, Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you later.